what is your keys on offense to win this game?
Chris, you're gonna do this to us, huh?
I'm just saying.
Come
I'm just
on,
saying. Man.
come on, man.
I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you some positivity, man.
Well,
We hearing reports.
and
that
the
they're
funny
gonna
thing
play.
is, the funny thing is the Chiefs were struggling earlier this year, and they're getting healthy, and they're getting things turned the right direction. At the same time, we're the opposite. We're heading in the wrong direction and getting more injuries and being out of sync. Realistically, I don't know what the line is on this game, but the Chiefs are the clear
Last
favorites.
time I saw it, it was 9.5. I think when I saw it, I don't know what it is now.
And in the NFL, that's a big margin, right? And Washington's going to need some breaks, without a doubt. Somehow they're going to need to get some turnovers and keep the game within reach. And they're going to have to do that by hopefully having a solid running game and controlling it, and less possessions for Mahomes to work his magic. He has Mahomes himself always has magic in his back pocket, and now he's got tools out there to work with. So it's a challenge for any team, especially a team that is defensively struggling and offensively is handicapped with the weapons that they normally would bring into the match.
Oh man, look, I know that. Man, y'all doing this to me. Look, I know this ain't good. Do it for podcasts when you get on here and be like, man, we ain't got no chance, right? I get that. But look, here's the deal. As Ken pointed out, Mara laughing over there.
Yeah, because you were so defeated, dog. You was like, man, how do I come up with a keys to offense?
Yeah, I like it. Look, everything we need to do to win this game, we've not done all year. And so there's nothing that makes me think that they're going to get it together on the road in a hostile environment like in Kansas City. Okay. We need a lot of things to go right, and you guys need to essentially fall apart. And I just don't see those things happening. Granted, I didn't watch any of your games to know what was the reason for your slow start, other than I know Rashid Rice wasn't there, but in years past, you guys have always done a lot, even when people aren't there. So I don't know what was the reason for that. You guys can speak on it. But at the end of the day, a lot of things are going to have to go wrong for you guys, and a lot have to go right for us. And the one thing that we need to win this game is our defense to step up against your offense. And that is the one area where we are the weakest, right? If this is a situation where, your defense will need to stop our offense, even if we have Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuels, I don't have the confidence that our defense can stop you guys offensively, because all you guys did was just load up even more. And we saw it a little bit on Sunday, or the Raiders saw it on Sunday, what getting healthy for the Kansas City Chiefs looks like. So the keys to the game is just that we're going to have to play out of our minds, man, and everything. They're going to have to – this is going to have to be one of those games where all of a sudden, Cliff Kingsbury's doing things that you're like, they did what? They're going to be, chucking the ball back and doing all kind of stuff. And I don't think they're going to do that in week 8. So they're going to line up and they're just going to run their offense and just kind of go out and they're going to, in the locker room, you go in and compete, fight for the man next to you and do all these kinds of things. But man, that shit don't suit up, right? That is not what's going to suit up on Monday night. And so I do think they'll go out and compete, but I just think from a competition standpoint, we're just going to be undermanned. And I don't think we're going to be able to pull this out. And again, I know it's not good for production, but that's just kind of how I feel, and that's what I would be saying on our own show.
We always for keeping it real up here.
Yeah. And I think there's an opportunity. We've as a fan, we've been hopeful that Luke McCaffrey or Jalen Lane, the young wide receivers that would be like our number 3, number 4, that are the shifty, quick receivers. When Terry went down, this would be an opportunity for them to shine, get more playing time, get more practice, get more, let Kingsbury find a way of getting these guys open and using them. And they've played and they've contributed, but they haven't they haven't taken that torch and going, I'm running with it. This is my chance. And Noah Brown, you're number 3 receiver. Nah, you're number 4. You're number 5. And I was hopeful that Jalen Lane was going to be that guy. He is a shifty receiver. When you watch what he did in college, he has had some success returning some punts so far this year, but he just hasn't been consistent and been a true tool for Kingsbury to use. That would be one thing. One of these guys would have to step up and have the game that you hope that they would become. And they just haven't.
And then we've not, and I failed to mention, talking about, Washington having to play out of their mind. There's also a possibility that Jayden Daniels doesn't even play.
Yeah. I was going to
right.
Mention.
Yeah. So keys to the game. We need everybody. Everybody in DC to show up, right?
Yeah, need to be healthy. That's key number 1.
Right.
Get as healthy as possible ASAP.
And everything I was talking about was assuming Jayden Daniels was playing, and let's just say he doesn't play. Yeah, man. I just wish that this game and this matchup was what everybody was hoping it would be when they put it on Monday night. Mm-hmm. When it was it was Washington from last year. We were coming in relatively healthy. Injuries is part of football. We all know that. Mm-hmm. But it's one thing to have one guy out or something like that, But no, you got multiple guys. So I wish this was the matchup that everybody was anticipating when it came out on the schedule. Yeah. And unfortunately, it ain't, man. And God help us on Monday. That's why I say, man, don't play that chicken. What that Shaq sound, man. Come on.
No, I ain't gonna do that.
All right. Hey, look, I know spirits are high here in Chiefs Kingdom, but we've been the real ones been around long enough to understand that, hey, there's times where we might play down to certain teams at what they are at that point in time. So
I feel that
it's happened. So I don't. If there's any hope, any little inch of hope, that might be it right there.
I feel that. All right. We got Coach back.
Yes, the internet should be good. I will see.
Now it sound better. It sound a lot better. Just to get you caught up real quick, give us your keys to Commander's offense, keys to victory.
You got to run the ball, regardless if Jayden is there, Terry or Debo. Even though Debo and Terry is supposed to be practicing all week, but we shall see. But the run game, you're second in the league in yards per game. You got to run a game. You got to slow down that Kansas City offense. Keep Patrick Mahomes on the bench. That's going to be my biggest key offensively is to run the football.
Hey, short and sweet. I love it. I like it.
And to answer your question real quick, fellas, about the slow start with the Chiefs. The first game, well, this is why I don't ever want us to play in Brazil, Italy, or anywhere for the first game in the season ever again, because they look like they was jet lagged. They looked like they had then it was said it was like a 2-3 hour bus ride to the stadium. Like, yeah, them boys came off the field and wasn't ready to play. Plus, you lose one of your better receivers, Xavier Worthy, 3 plays in. So then they had to change their whole game plan because everything was around Xavier Worthy. And then shout out to the Chargers. I think Spags thought they was gonna run on Mario Hampton to the ground, and they came out and said, "Nope, we're gonna throw it to Lad McConkey, we're gonna throw it to Keenan Allen, we're gonna throw it to Quinshon Johnson, and see if y'all can stop them." And they wasn't ready for it. They wasn't ready for that. And we still had a chance to win, to at least tie or win that game if Chris Jones, if he just keeps containment on the outside instead of trying to go in for the sack and let Justin Herbert run around him and get the first down. So that's that game. Then you got the Eagles. If Travis Kelce catches that touchdown instead of fumbling it or bobbling it and they intercept the ball, we possibly have a chance to win that game.
Yep.
Then we beat the Giants, in which we have one of the worst halves in football I've seen from the Chiefs ever. Like they were terrible in that first half. And then it looked like they came out at halftime was just like, let's just simplify it, man. Let's just run the football. Let's get the ball out quick and let's get the hell out of here.
If we can get that first half on Monday night, we might have a chance.
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And then from there, it just started getting better. The Jaguars game, we were rolling, and then we just made too many costly penalties and special teams. Buckner missing kicks, Buckner kicking the ball out at the in the out of bounds to get him the ball in the 40 on the last drive hurt us. Like, it was just dumb stuff. We shot ourselves in the foot in that game. But outside of that, we played.
That was coming after, my bad, Chris. That was coming off of a dominating performance of
against the Ravens. Yeah, that's right. We balled out against the Ravens, but everybody's balling out against the Ravens right now. The Ravens ain't even looking the same no more. So yeah, it was just it just been a lot of inconsistency. Hopefully with this game, and we can move forward and possibly string on some more wins. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a lot of inconsistency in our offense and in our defense. So, Mar, to win this game, what do we have to do on defense?
Hey, man, the fellas, have all laid it out to it. They want to get the run going. Well, we got to stop it. And that injury to Omar Norman Lott might show his significance in this game because he's not part of that rotation. And he was playing solid leading up to the injury. Now that he's out for the season with the ACL. So simplify it, man. Even if Jayden Daniels is there or not, stop the run. If that's what they want to get going, part of their offense, then it should feed into our defensive backs playing a lot better of lately. Jalen Watson had a great game. You know what McDuffie's going to do. Love Noah Williams, so I love what the secondary is about to do. So if they're not going up against Washington's best, competition at wide receiver, then it should be a light day for you. But it can get rough if you don't have no pass rush or stopping the run. So hey, I'm looking at you, front four. Let's plug them gaps up, slow that running game down, turn them 1D. Let's go.
I will say this, guys. If the reports are true that Debo and Terry plays this week, that's counter to what we talked about, where wide receivers unable to get separation. So if your defense has to play back and play a little bit back to guard against those guys, and you can't load the box, then that allows our running game to get a little bit going. Then we might have something. But I'm going to always come back to, even if we can do something offensively. It reminds me of what you guys played against Buffalo. I don't remember if it was regular season or playoff, where it's like the defense just didn't show up. It'll be one of those types games, but our defense, I think, will be the Achilles heels of that game Monday night more than anything.
And I'll piggyback off what Mar said. Pass rush has to get there, but it's got to be smart, because even if it's Jayden Daniels or even if it's Marcus Mariota, both of them can use their legs. And
correct.
Those are some things that we struggle against, is running quarterbacks, because we'll be right there to get the sack, and then next thing you know, he breaks the pocket and gets a first down, and then it's like those suck, especially on 3rd and 7. Like Mark can tell you, it'd be 3rd and 7. We about to get out the field, momentum's high, and the next thing you know, Mariota's running out of the backfield for like 10-15 yards, and it's like here we go. So we got to contain that. I expect Spags, regardless who's playing quarterback, he's going to throw a crazy blitz package at, Marcus Mariota or even Jayden Daniels, because this is his first time seeing Jayden Daniels. So I'm pretty sure he's going to try to confuse him, try to show him something he may not have never seen before on the football field, because this is his first time playing against the Spags defense. So I expect Spags to try to confuse him and try to throw something at him, a blitz or somewhere is coming from somewhere he's not, ready for it to see, because he's never seen it before. So, but yeah, Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Charlie O, you got to get home, baby. Got to get home. So,
well, if Terry and Debo does not play, remember this part we talked about your defense coordinator loading the box to stop the run. You will see that all night.
You'll see 8 in the box if they're out.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, Mar, back on you. Chiefs offense, what do they got to do to win this game?
We're starting to see flashes of it, but I would love to see more Pop and Kareem. This is now what 2 weeks in a row. We didn't see Pop truck a dude going into the end zone for the play of the game for me this week. We saw Kareem finish strong on a run last week, run a dude over against Detroit. I kind of like that trend, and I also like the trend where, where Patrick Mahomes isn't our leading rusher. I love that. I absolutely love that trend. So let's get some more of that trend going. So, so give me more Kareem and Pacheco running game overall. Let's get that one going. But those two names specifically, like you said earlier in the show, we over the last couple of games, you can see Pop's vision being a lot better. He hadn't had to take a left guard or a left tackle on a date in the last couple of weeks. Because typically he likes running up their derriere, and so he needs to take him out on a date first before you do all that. But he slowed that down, and he's finding the holes. And Kareem is just finishing. Even though I love him being our short yardage back, sometimes break the trend. Don't let people key in like, oh, Kareem's in, got to be a short yardage. No, like sometimes break the trend with that. So, and like you said, Brashard Smith, let's get some more screens. Love that the screenplay was back, and we haven't seen a lot of that from Andy Reid, who loves the damn running back screen. Sometimes Andy, I know you keep adding pages to your big old Holy Bible or playbooks, but sometimes go back to the Old Testament sometimes and pull out that running back screen and use that thing. So yeah, I think that'd be good keys for the Chiefs on offense this week.
I can see the Chiefs, like Reggie and Ken was talking about earlier, attacking these linebackers with speed, using Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, using them, putting them on one of these linebackers and trying to cover them and get them out in space. I can see a lot of screens to Xavier Worthy, a lot of screens to Rashee Rice, and just see if these linebackers can make a tackle. Yards after the catch. Travis Kelce too. I see them trying to get the ball in the middle of the field to Travis Kelce, using this speed too. Xavier Worthy down the field, Tyquan Thornton down the field. I can see them trying to even take a couple deep shots down the field on this secondary and try to get some big plays. Even if they don't connect, just give him the mindset that, okay, they're going to throw the ball down the field, which will open up lanes for the running game, like Mara's saying, for Pacheco and Kareem Hunt and even Brashard Smith. So, yeah, man, I just see them trying to attack the middle of the field and then just trying to spread Washington out a little bit and just going down the field on them and trying to run the score, I guess.
We don't do that in the NFL. This ain't the Big 12. We're talking about running up the score.
Run up the score for the Chiefs is like winning. You know what I mean by running the score? Because Andy typically don't do that. Typically, yeah. Andy get to a set number and just play conservative. So,
yeah.
All right, fellas. What do you guys have to do on defense to stop our offense?
I'll go first and quick couple things. And this is based off of how we've been playing the last few weeks. Minimal penalties. We've hurt ourselves with penalties. Minimize that. Also missed tackles. Last year we were a very, very good tackling team. This year you're talking about throwing screens or to the backs out in the flat. All of a sudden our safety goes shooting up. He's right there for a 3-yard loss and just flat out misses a tackle, and they end up getting a 15-yard gain. So yeah, minimize penalties. Make the tackles, and then to beat Kansas City, we're going to need a turnover or two. I would say at least 2 turnovers. Whether it's the ball comes loose, you got to be ready and get on it. Washington is definitely behind the 8 ball on this game, and so you can't hurt yourself. That's where good tackling and no penalties comes in, and then you got to be opportunistic and try to get a turnover if you can make that play.
Man, I got nothing to add to that other than what Ken said. I guess the only other thing I will add is maybe we can suit up 12.
Damn, Reg.
Hey,
We sit up 12. Can we do that?
Yeah, we got a Siamese player. He counts
Hey,
as,
yo.
you know,
Siamese twin.
yeah,
He back.
a Siamese linebacker.
But yeah, other than tackling, try to get some turnovers, man, and just play sound. Literally, sound football is about the best thing they can do. Because man, to your point, you guys got speed all over the place, and I meant to mention that earlier. But yeah, I mean, Pacheco runs like a madman. I forgot you guys had Kareem Hunt, and then you throw in the 3 wide receivers you got, and then you throw in the sneaky vet in Travis Kelce. So yeah, they're just gonna have to play. I suspect they're probably gonna try to play a lot of zone, and then at that point, you guys are gonna attack the zone. So it's a tall task.
Thanks, you, Joe.
Hey, man, playing zone against Patrick. Ask wanted to put up on me.
Recipe for disaster for sure.
Yeah.
What you got, Couch?
Yeah, I can echo the same sentiments. Obviously, wrap up tackling, and it's gonna be a tough task. Like you talk about Pacheco and Hunt; those are guys that can lose you in an instant. So you definitely need to contain and wrap up with them, and also win a turnover battle. That's one thing where we've kind of lacked, and even in that, in the wins that we've had some turnover. Obviously, in that Chargers game, we had a key interception by Sandstrom. So just stay disciplined on defense, like you said, clean up those penalties and what have you. But like you said, it's gonna be a tall task, and the one thing is, hey, just keep the loudest stadium in America quiet, and it's gonna be a tough task, but hey, we shall see.
One thing I will say, because even in the Raider game, I'm pretty sure Mark can attest to this too. When the Chiefs start getting a little get to smelling themselves and get to scoring a little bit, they get a little loose, and Pat he's prone and might throw a pick or something like that. Because even in that Raiders game, he almost threw a couple of them. It's like, all right, Pat, you need to get back focused.
Whoa, fella, whoa,
relax. Don't try to keep them in the game.
Nah, that's a true point. We've seen it a million times. I mean,
hell, the Jacksonville game. That's what happened.
The Jacksonville game. We seen it twice to the Bengals in a matter of 3 weeks. And back in a couple of years ago when they went to that Super Bowl run, that AFC Championship game, that game should have been over. They were up big at halftime. Then play went sideways, and then momentum shift, and they had the worst half I've ever seen them play under Mahomes. Same. Bengals team when they were in Cincinnati, like week 17. I mean, up big, and then second half. So, I know it seems doom and gloom over there for you Commanders fans, but look, I'm just saying, and me and Chris are just being real. We seen this team just, hey man, what happened? Like y'all were prime example for those who haven't seen the Chiefs game, that Jacksonville game, like Chris said. I mean, that game shouldn't even been nowhere close to even Jacksonville in that game. That should have been done and over with. But things happen, man. Footballs, man.
Yeah, I'm here
absolutely.
for it.
And I get that. And I was having this conversation with another friend, and it was like, this has to be the game that Washington had a few years ago, where it was actually a Monday Night Football game. And they came into Dallas, and we with injuries all up and down the field. We were down to our third string quarterback, Colt McCoy, and I think the Cowboys was like 7-2, 8-2, or something like that. And we were just happy to be here, kind of deal on a Monday night, man. And Colt McCoy comes in, and they just whipped the Cowboys, just a stunner that night. I mean, it's going to be that type of hope, I think, for the fan base.
And a fun fact. It's on the same day. That was October 27, 2014. So 11 years ago to the date. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
And so So that was one of those games they didn't give us a chance, and we was able to pull it out.
Hey man, hey, your internet ain't mess up again. Don't be trying to spread this old bad juju on.
Hey, to the date, 11 years to the date of that game on Monday.
Wow.
You coming up with these facts to throw out this bad juju on my side.
But that's the kind of hope we got, guys. That's what we're hoping for. Some 11-year-old kind of magic.
Sure. All right, fellas. Okay, I'll do this. Give me your X factors if Debo and Terry is, and even Jaden is playing, and then give me with I expect Terry and probably Debo to play, but maybe Jaden doesn't play. Give me your X factors.
Go ahead, Ken.
I think if they both play, Mariota in the time that he stood in for a couple games, played well. I mean, in some ways, he's run more than Jaden and has had more success than Jaden so far this year. I'm not saying he's a better quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But with those weapons, it just changes things up. You can go downfield, you can establish a running game, and if they're in the box, then Debo or Terry can get it over the top or break one tackle. Debo, big boy, he breaks one tackle, and it's a foot race. And those are the opportunities that we haven't had for a couple weeks now. With them in, I think clearly the Kansas City as an entire team is currently better than Washington, but with those two in, it is a possibility. It dramatically increases the chances that, hey, you play the right game, you can beat Kansas City. Without them in, realistically, I think Debo and Terry being healthy with Jaden out is more important than Jaden in and those guys out. The way our team is 100%. Sitting right now.
That may sound weird, but if you break it down to what I think you're saying, it makes perfect sense. Because at first I heard, I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro.
Yeah, because Mariota has done a very solid job in his role. His style of play is very much on par with what Jaden does. Exactly. Again, Jaden is better. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have to change the offense hardly at all. They probably still run 95% of the plays with Mariota with his style of play and his strengths in his game.
Great point. That's not like going like Lamar Jackson to Cooper Rush. Like that is not the same situation.
Correct. 100%. 100%.
Right.
I'm with you.
So for me, I'm going to do a little bit different. I think to Ken's point, if the wide receivers play, whether it's Jaden and Marcus Mariota, I'm okay because I think they're going to be able to be enough to elevate the team offensively. For me, my theme is defense. It's our defense or lack thereof against the Kansas City offense. And so the X factor, I got to say, man, it's got to be, I think if we can get Marshawn Lattimore to be the X factor and play the way I think everybody expected him to play in Washington. If he shows up and can at least get one and hold his own, keep his head in the game, no pass interference, no personal fouls, and just play solid defense against one of your receivers on that side, and then allow the other 10 guys to be able to at least do something with the other two receivers and your tight end, then I think we have a chance defensively because that may allow the pass rush to get there a little bit. And I know that's a big ask, by the way.
Big ask.
Yeah, so I think if I mean, hey, it's huge, but I think if Terry and Debo is playing, it's definitely gonna be Terry or Debo for sure. It's gonna be them. But without them, I think somebody who probably would be one is Jerry McNichols. I think he's someone that I think could be a change of pace for us as well. So I look at that, and I think defensively, Mike Sandstrom. I think he has 2 interceptions on the season. Like, could he have another opportunity where he could be opportunistic and create some turnovers? So those are my 2 X factors for the game, offense and defense.
What you got, Mar?
Defensively, man, I guess he must have heard us, big dog. We called him out on the show a couple of times. Charlie O, man, hey, keep it up. I think this is 2 games in a row you got a sack. Hey, I like streaks. We're going streaking. Let's go. Give me one more. I'm winning three weeks in a row, getting a sack. So I think Charlie O could be an X factor, and kind of play into the inconsistent offensive line play that Washington has had this season. So take advantage of that as well as having Chris Jones to your left. So or your right, whichever side he's lined up on. Offensively, he's been racking up the good games. And Kingsley Suamataia. You've been racking up good games. Let's keep it up. If Washington's front four have been inconsistent with getting the pass rush, let this be a build upon type of game where you keep building good momentum in the right direction. So again, this is what his 8th game at guard. So keep stacking up good games. So use this as a momentum builder. So I think he could probably be an X factor on the offensive side for sure.
Yeah, for sure. On offense, I'd probably say Xavier Worthy against these linebackers. If he can create, big plays in the middle of the field, yards after the catch, I think that can open up a lot of things in for this offense. Of course, Rashee Rice is going to open up a lot of things because he's going to get heavily targeted. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to try to bracket coverage over him. But I would say Xavier Worthy has to be a main cog in this, not just in the middle of the field, but jet sweeps, end around stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to use them in that type of thing, just to keep the defense guessing. And then on defense, I'm gonna go with George Karlaftis. Like George Karlaftis has to have a good game, and he has to affect the quarterback. Chris is gonna be Chris, and y'all gonna double team him, triple team him, and that's who you guys are gonna try to stop from wrecking the game. So while Charlie O might be on the other side, George Karlaftis, you got, and Marv, he knows how I feel about George Karlaftis because he got paid this offseason. I wouldn't have paid him, but they paid him. So you making 70 million, brother. I need $70 million worth of effort. And I need a sack. I need at least one. I'm not even asking for 2 or 3. I need one. I just need one, George.
Need one?
That's it. I just need one.
AC, we put the floor at 12. He's at 3.5.
Well, you better keep going.
Got some work to do. So.
Well, whoever that was, tell them we're a bad tackling team.
We have been the last couple weeks, which is not what we were last year. But yeah,
I say this season. It wasn't bad last year, but we've been bad.